Hi, and thanks so much for joining me. Today we are doing this Get Ready With Me featuring a couple of new products, the Dior palette and this lovely lipstick. If you'd like to see that, please keep watching. If you tuned into my haul, you'll know that I picked up this palette recently, and I also received this stunning lipstick by House of Sillage. So I thought I'd do a Get Ready With Me and feature these products. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, let's try this. I was looking for a different foundation. Actually, I was looking for the Chanel Water Fresh tint because I'm liking it so much after I used it in the last video, and actually wore it again last night. But I thought we would try this as a primer because I haven't tried it before. The Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray, because it says you can apply before makeup as well. So let's just try. My skin's a little dehydrated, so let's see. I don't know, we'll see if it does something. And then let's go in with the Clé de Peau today. This one has a really great wear on it, but I'm just going to put a little bit. Let's try and just put a little in the center of my face. Got my Shiseido brush. 030, definitely on the lighter side, but better for the center of my face. Actually, we just went for a walk, so I think I got a little sun the last couple of days. We walked 4 miles yesterday, 2 miles today, and I got a little sun, yeah. So it's a bit light, but that's okay. We're just gonna stay in the middle here. So this is one of those foundation, gosh, everything just fell out of here. The brushes and the little plastic cover. That's funny. Oh, look what I just found. I picked this up instead. It was right in front of my face. But if you could see everything that's in front of me, you'll see why I couldn't find it. That's so funny. Okay. Well, maybe we'll do that for the next look. I think I'm going to try 2 today. So let's go ahead with a little bit more of the Clé de Peau. So I'm just going to fade it out here. So really just blend it in without applying foundation to the exterior. That's probably my favorite way to use foundation. I don't really like the feeling of foundation on my face. Oh, that's what I was going to say. This is a really thin consistency. So if you're looking for a thinner foundation with some coverage, this is a great one. Ooh, that looks really light. That's okay. We're going to fix that. But let's go in with concealer here. Sisley. And then La Prairie. Okay, and then let's go ahead with primer. Hourglass. Let's just put this on now. The eye primer, the Veil. This one for the eyes. Next, let's do brows. Take a drink of water. It's my favorite combination. I have mostly just water and a little bit of coconut water. I forgot to powder. Usually I powder before brows because sometimes the powder can get stuck in the brows and then they look kind of like cloudy, if that's a word to describe brows. Ooh, very severe kind of brow today. They're different every day. So if it goes down too far like that, I need to add a little bit more to the top so it's not so angry looking. I don't normally apply this like this, but I can't find my powder puff right now. So we're just going to go in with the Clé de Peau powder and a La Mer powder brush. I like to press this in, and I had a question about this, wanting to know if it was matte. So I read the description, and it says a radiant matte finish, which is kind of like the whole radiant, what is this foundation called? Radiant Fluid Matte. Kind of that idea. It's not totally matte. Like I've had mattifying powders before that are kind of like really flat. There's nothing luminous about them. There's still some reflective, it's more like a skin-like reflective quality rather than little particles of shimmer. But there's a luminosity about it even though it is matte. So it's one of those products that's not, that doesn't really fall under that matte category. So I hope that you can see that it does have some, like a sheen, not even a sheen, that's not even the right word. But it does have something about it that is not a flat matte. Oh, here it is. Of course it's here. Hummingbird. Now Hummingbird I will take all over the face just to kind of make it more cohesive in terms of both the texture and the shade. So remember how the forehead looked lighter? We're gonna fix that with bronzer. Sizzly. And this, I think I forgot to list this last time. This is the Flawless Shader Brush by Ray Morris. I've had a harder time finding this by itself rather than a set. Usually I can find this in a set with this one and the Ultimate Cheekbone Brush and this one as well. This little square kabuki, but I've had a hard time finding it by itself. So bronzer helps to fix that lighter forehead area. Sometimes bronzer can look a little bit harsh right here on me, so I like to buff it in. Just blend everything. Okay, thought we'd do a pretty blush today, so I grabbed my Wayne Goss palettes. Got these two right here. We use both of them. This one is Blush Peony, and then this one's Coral Rose. So we'll use both of these together. So Blush Peony is kind of like the 68 of the Chanel blushes that I have, in that there isn't anything so shimmery in here. It's the most matte of the ones I have. So this is one of my more matte blushes. So this is how I use blush as a color corrector of sorts, because even after concealing sometimes and powder, it still can kind of come through because everything else is so even on my face in terms of complexion. So any little bit that's off will stick out. So this is why I will put blush further up. And I like it anyway that way. Okay, so that looks like a lot, but we'll take care of it. And then we're gonna go in with Coral Rose on top of that. Just right in this area though, not so much in the front. There's more of a glow with the Coral Rose. Let's go in with the Hummingbird powder and buff that in a little bit. You can see why I hit pan on this, because I use this every day and for various purposes. I'd rather place more layers of powder here versus liquid or cream products, because I find that too many liquid and cream products build this up too much in terms of texture. So for me, my experience has been that powders are better for layering up here. Finally, eyes, although that's not bad, under 20 minutes. Okay, where are my brushes? I just cleaned them. They are. Okay, so my Wayne Goss brushes, I think I need another set of these. I use them so much, and it'd be nice to have one set that's just like no powder so that I can use it for blending. So let's go in with this lightest shade first. Oh, by the way, this is the number 649. Really pretty. So we're gonna go over most of the lid. Oh, this is lighter than I thought. Maybe I should go in with this peachy color. Hold on. I think I should go in this peachy color. Okay, so let's go in with this peachier color in the middle, right here. Okay, that has more shimmer in it than I thought it would too. More of a sheen though, but there's definitely more of a reflective quality than I thought. Kind of looks matte in here, but it's not. Oops, got a hair right here. This is the best thing for taking off little hairs. It's the other end of this artist brush because it doesn't mess up anything. All right, so let's go in next with this one, I think. This more beigey color. This one's taking a little bit to build up. Definitely shimmer to this one. Okay, and then let's take this one, the number 19, and I'm going to take this color right here and go in the crease. Oh, wow, okay. Actually, that one's not as deep as I thought it would be. This is a really lightly colored palette. This is one of those ones that's like, I think, difficult to get wrong in terms of all of the palettes I've picked up so far from the Dior palettes. And then let's take this brush and just blend. I'm gonna go under with this brownish color. Number 20. Let's take a little bit of this shimmery color and then just pat that on. Ooh, pretty. Actually, let me take a little bit of that underneath as well. That's less shimmery, or like less glittery than I thought it would be. Let's take this lightest shade in the inner corner. Okay, so we're gonna go in with eyeliner, mascara. I'll be right back. Okay, so I did add a little bit of, let me just show you, because I felt like I could still see a little bit of that darkness coming through. And so I used the Hourglass palette, the Mini, the finishing powder in Soft Light. So I just took a little bit on this brush, the same blush brush, and then I just dusted it on here like this. Just for a little bit more blurring. And then I think I said it before, it just brings out this bone structure a little bit more. And then I thought, let's do, there's a couple things that I wanted to do with this. Actually, I have a specific lip I wanted to try, but this really came to mind when I put this together. So I thought we'd try it, but I do want to go in with this other lip I'm thinking of. So this is the Hermès number 21. Yeah, I think this is really pretty. So I think this is a really beautiful, like natural kind of pairing with this eyeshadow, but I want to go in with a red lip because I also feel like something neutral is really great for red. And look at this packaging. I wanted to use this, so we're going to use it. So this is that House of Sillage, the Disney by House of Sillage, the one for the Mickey Mouse birthday. And so this is in the shade Magical. So let's go ahead and try this. And I haven't worn a red lip in a long time. These are the most beautiful lipstick formulas. If you've never tried House of Sillage before, just stunning lipstick. So if you want to go with something a little bit more subdued, I think 21 is beautiful by Hermès. Another one I was looking at that I think would be pretty is, if you like these, which I do, I love these, the Chanel in Endless Pink, I think would be really pretty with this eye. And like I said, I just wanted to wear this red because I just want to find a reason. And it has the Disney again by House of Sillage. Stunning, stunning lip color. This is one thing I do usually off camera, and I just remembered that I forgot to do it. So I will add concealer right here, right under the wing, and then I will tap that in because they do have a little bit of darkness there, and sometimes the shadow can fall in, but it just makes for a cleaner line. So you can see the difference, I think, between adding concealer and not adding concealer. So it makes a big difference. It's one of those little things that makes a big difference. So I'm just gonna pat that in. That is typically my final step in eye makeup application. So if you do have that darkness like I do, that's a really nice step just to clean up the edge right there. So then you don't have to be as careful about keeping makeup out of there either, because sometimes the powder will end up in that area. And I think it lends itself to the more uplifted kind of shape. So here are my thoughts on this palette. I think it's very subtle. It is actually a little bit hard to detect. I think it'll be interesting when I go to edit to see how visible it is. I think though in person is how you would appreciate this the most, because this is really pretty. This color here in the crease as it blends with the other colors. And then I think the shimmer is really pretty, again, subtle as well. So it's not glittery at all, but it's definitely shimmery. So I like this for more of an everyday kind of palette, but I think everything was pretty in here. You just have to know what to expect from this and the fact that you're not going to get a whole lot of color payoff from it. my interpretation of this palette on someone with medium skin tone like me is that you really get a lot in terms of the texture piece of it. I think it's a really beautiful, kind of shimmery, subtle glow, with not a whole lot of color though. But if you like that, and I think it's a very specific kind of thing, but I think it really goes well with a bold lip, and I think sometimes a bold lip is tricky in terms of pairing it with an eye look, because I feel like bold eyes and bold lips sometimes is too much, at least for me. So I do like to pair bold lip with something a little bit more subtle. So I did like the combination. You might prefer something like 21 with this by Hermès, or something like the Chanel, which I think would be pretty, but I really like it with a red lip. So again, this is so stunning. This, if you are a Disney fan, I mean, this is just a collectible anyway, but this shade, Magical, is truly magical. I think it's so pretty. I'm trying to decipher this red on me because it's not cool and it's not warm. It's kind of right there in the middle. A really, really pretty red that I think will look good on most people. And the formula is consistent with the rest of their line. These lipsticks are one of my favorite luxury brand lipsticks. These are so comfortable, and when you wear them for a while, the color remains. Even after you've wiped your mouth with a napkin, you'll still see the color. It leaves behind a bit of a stain. And whenever I swatch them on my arms, it takes a little bit longer to actually remove the color because that's how long they stay in place. But that's it for today's video. So please take care of each other, stay well. If you enjoyed this video, if you learned something, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you next time.